redefining co-working.
Exceptional offices for every business.
eSpaces expands with 2 premier locations.
Cool Springs at Corporate Center and Brentwood at City Park.
Explore the private offices, team suites, and fully equipped meeting rooms.
Limited spaces are available.
Schedule your private tour now at espaces.com and be sure to check out all 15 locations at espaces.com.
That's eSpaces.com.
espaces.com.
Actually started as a depressing song. She was all these things. It was depressing at first because I went dark. I'm like, it was someone that lost their daughter. When I walked in, they're like,
Let's go for radio.
Yeah, let's go a little happier. Okay, let's tap it up a little bit. Let's have her live. I went on elk hunt 2 years ago, and I posted that I got an elk. I think I choose how the type of picture I post now. You know what I'm saying?
Did you post him still alive?
No, like, here he is alive.
And now, like, from a picture of a magazine.
You know, you ever get in your spot, like in your career, and you're like, you just feel that you're like, okay, there's got to be more.
Yes.
There's got to be some kind of.
Yes.
Okay. Right in this particular, right now.
Today.
Right now. This
Yes, Chuck.
Yes,
I know
go
exactly
on.
what you're talking about.
Go on.
There's got to be.
The Try That in a Small Town podcast begins now.
All right, from the Patriot Mobile Studios, powered by eSpaces, this is the Try That in a Small Town podcast. We got Thrash, we got Kalo, TK, I'm Kurt, and tonight we have a very special guest.
Your camera's on.
Wait for
Your camera's
it. Actually, he's the kind of guy that pisses you off.
He does.
For God's sake, do the intro.
No,
He really
he
pisses
you off because he's so good at everything.
It's true.
He's an actor, he's an entrepreneur, he's an athlete, he's a triathlete, radio host, podcast host. He does it all.
Does it all.
And a dang good-looking man.
Here he is, Chuck Wicks. What do you got, Chuck?
Yeah, Chuck. Woo!
We usually don't clap for people, but
You have to start it for yourself or it doesn't happen, guys.
And then he really pisses you off because he's, in the words of Zoolander, really, really, really ridiculously good looking.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Yeah, I got
That's-
two
there's
for four. Is
going
not
on
bad.
there.
I'm
Actually.
just happy he didn't wear flip-flops.
I got my boots closed toe. I got steel toe
Chuck,
actually.
what do you not do well? Give us something that you don't do well. You don't do lonely well.
You don't do lonely well. Wow, do know
Throw
that.
that back.
We'll get to that.
My wife would say dishes. I do not do dishes well, guys, or anything early in the morning. Anything I do early in the morning is not well.
Well, you did a
Cassie.
show early in the morning.
I used to
And
do.
you excelled at it.
I used to do syndicated radio very early, 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, God.
What was
I
that
was-
sleep schedule? Like,
Yikes.
what time did you go to bed?
If I was in bed by 10, the latest, I was good.
Yeah.
Like Dolly Parton always said, as long as I get 5 hours, I'm good.
5
And
hours
that's
is
about-
a good.
that's about right.
That's adequate
5
for
hours
me.
is a good
Yeah.
That's
amount
good.
of sleep.
Yeah, it's solid.
It is solid. Solid. Solid 5.
Tully's like, 5's pretty good, actually.
It is good. I mean,
You do it for a while.
I don't sleep very many consecutive hours. Is my problem. If I
It's
could
like
like
the store that's open 24 hours and somebody
Yeah.
goes and it's closed. I go,
Are you a
well, not in
melatonin
row.
guy? Are you a melatonin guy? Like you gotta like?
no, I
or
just
what is the melatonin? What is
my
it?
mind
what do you
never
take?
my mind never shuts
take it.
off. It never shuts off. So
Yeah. I eat
Melatonin.
turkey before I go to bed.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
I just lay there stressing out about things.
Not
So
a turkey bone.
jumping awake the whole night.
As he drinks his coffee.
It's not coffee. It's tea. I've had to decrease my
We
coffee
should,
intake.
you know, what we should do is give Chuck this bottle of Feel Free.
Hey, Chuck.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
Drink that bottle real quick and let me know how you feel.
Hey, those are
Seriously.
gold. No,
This is really good.
because you won't
That's
feel
really
free.
good.
No, those are gold.
Just whatever you do, don't look
They're
at.
actually illegal now, so
Not yet.
Oh,
not yet.
Not yet. Not till July.
What is,
I think it's July 1st.
It's all natural, apparently. Well,
yeah, it
let me
is
tell you this.
What
Kayla,
kind- you
Kayla
guys-
got me addicted to those.
God, those people owe us so much money for advertisement. It's not even
well, first of all, it says 21 and up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know that?
Yeah.
I didn't
literally
read
says-
much of the fine print, which
I'm old enough.
I trusted my friend, but that was a mistake.
It's not even adult. It says adults 21 and up. It's not even.
That's an IQ. It's not.
Oh, it's a 21 plus. Oh, it's your ACT score. You're good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
ACTs. I didn't take those.
We didn't take his ACT.
No one knows what that is here.
Yeah, I
What's
didn't
an
even-
ACT?
I didn't take those, man. What are you
ACT.
talking about?
Caleb, give me that. Give me that. Yeah.
You like that stuff?
So you got back. You were on a trip.
I was
just
on a
got
trip.
back. You just got back, right?
Yeah, so Cassie, my wife, who you guys all know really well, she's in charge of all trips. So this trip in particular, I knew I was going out west. I love going out west, usually to elk hunt or something like that. But this was a family trip. So I'm like, great. I can actually enjoy my surroundings without worrying about if I'm going to, kill an animal or something. So I just went out there and enjoyed it all. I love being out west. So we went to basically Yellowstone. I told everybody Yellowstone because that's what I knew. And she was like, Chuck, we're not going to Yellowstone. I'm like, you told me we were going to. She said, no, we're going through Yellowstone. We're going to drive through Yellowstone. So we drove through Yellowstone. But we went to...
You killed an elk in Yellowstone.
yeah.
I'm kidding.
Wait a minute.
I love it. It's so good. He set himself up for that.
What I meant to say was, no, we went to Jackson Hole. Then what's the? There's a movie out with Kurt Russell. They're on a river.
Yeah, Madison.
Madison.
Oh,
We went
that's
to
a TV
Madison.
show.
Okay.
So, the Madison.
Yeah.
So I knew you would know that.
So good.
That's what happily married men say. It's like, oh, the Madison. Yeah, I love it. Watched it every night with my wife. He's laughing because it's true. He's like,
He loves the Madison.
Sounds like a golf tournament.
but we fly fished on the Madison, and I caught a rainbow trout, which I was like, bucket, put it in the bucket, and then before that was another ski town, not Jackson Hole, the Madison, and then sounds like
You should tell. He should know that. Y'all ski a lot.
we started there. Think about it.
I've only skied once.
Really, you're not a big skier.
Yeah.
No, he's
Well, I just went once. and it was
downhill
with Neil.
expert.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we hit
He's
three
an
different ski towns basically. Drove through Yellowstone, saw an elk, saw an elk and buffalo, bison, which my stepdaughter told me that is bison, not buffalo. I didn't know there was a
Explain
difference.
the
Yeah.
difference.
Especially
I didn't
at
know
a
there was
re-
a difference.
at a
I'm still-
restaurant.
I'm still
they
trying to
say
figure out the
bison.
difference. There's no difference.
I think there's.
What's the difference?
There's no
Neil?
difference.
there's no
I don't
difference.
Is one Americanized and the other one I don't know.
Neil, or Jim, get us the difference.
Buffalo, bison.
What is
I
it?
think it
The
depends
Native
on.
Americans and the people that treaded west and ran the natives out and killed all the buffalo. That's what they say. Buffalo.
Buffalo.
So it's just a time period thing?
I think it has to
I'm going
do
with
with
the time period.
restaurants.
I'm going with the buffalo.
Jim, what do you
The
got?
way of the buffalo.
Yellowstone.
I think it's when they started
What's the
serving
difference
it.
between
amazing,
the
though.
buffalo and...
It was amazing.
Yellowstone is a blast.
It was Jurassic Park
it's
minus the
amazing.
dinosaurs.
Yep.
All
it's-
buffalo in North America are actually bison. True buffalo are native to Africa and Asia.
Oh,
So it's like the water
not buying
buffalo and.
Something like that. yeah.
okay.
All right. Does
I'll
anybody
forget
know
that.
the difference between a brown bear and a grizzly bear? A brown bear and a grizzly bear.
No.
I don't technically know the difference, but I've seen in Yellowstone a grizzly bear, and much different than the black bear
Than
as
the
I used
black
to
bear.
see. Oh yes.
Do you know the difference between a brown and a grizzly bear, though? That is I
They
know.
both sound scary.
I feel like
I'm not sure if I know. I have a feeling it's a country thing.
Hey, who's asking the question?
I think.
anyway?
Well, no. You started talking.
Is it a Russia America thing?
No, a brown bear it lives by basically the water, and grizzly is in the woods.
Oh, I did not know.
Think of that way.
Neither of them I want to
So
encounter.
brown bear, you're like by the coast. You're by the coast.
Okay. All right.
Grizzly, you're inland. Same
Think
bear.
of that.
I got to ask you this. Are you done with the Yellowstone story?
I mean, I could keep. Do you want me to keep going?
No. You can keep going, but I wanted to know.
Neil was bored of it.
No, I was not bored of it because I wanted him to keep going because I love this stuff. Cody Johnson just got in trouble for posting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you post your kills?
I don't. I used to, and I know.
Were you getting backlash?
Anytime you put any kind of dead animal on Instagram, people that don't understand hunting or just don't like it, they're gonna rip you to shreds. whenever I see like Cody Johnson, I saw what he posted, or Riley Green or anybody these hunters out there. Because most country guys hunt. Even Aldean, like all these guys when they post stuff, I just go straight to the comments. I'm like, who is gonna say what do they do to you? And all that? I don't know what they're gonna say. But I
loved you till now.
Yeah, I loved your music. I'm never listening to it again.
Right.
Murderer.
I don't get the surprise.
Yeah, like MAGA testosterone.
Well, I think there's a big difference, and Neil can attest to this for sure. Are you guys hunt as well? Do you guys hunt?
I grew up hunting.
I don't
enjoy it.
I don't hunt.
I'm not a hunter, but it's not like I don't.
Not against it. Yeah, it just wasn't a
advocate
thing
for it.
when I was younger.
There's a difference between like going out to hunt just to kill something for the fun of it, right? And then there's another difference in like everything that I hunt and kill, I eat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like bummed out right now because I'm out of elk meat. Like I'm out of it. So I told Cassie, I'm like, I got to book another elk hunt because we're out of elk meat.
It's amazing, too.
It's amazing. It's some of the best, cleanest eating you'll ever do. I mean, you are supplying, I always go back, you're supplying food for your family. I'm like, so I told Cassie, I'm like, we just bought a farm. I'm like, listen, if shit hits the fan, we're good.
That is the one thing, though. That is the one thing that we have over a lot of city folk.
Yeah.
Us small town guys that were raised around hunting, if the world goes to the crapper, we're not starving.
Right.
We ain't gonna starve.
As long as you have water.
I do need somebody.
We got creeks. We got spring-fed creeks. We got
That's
wild
true.
game. We got everything. Everybody be coming to our place.
I just need a
If
good.
they can find
if
it.
I have a good water filter, I'll be good.
Yeah.
Because
I love venison. Like this weekend, I had like venison burger. A friend of mine came from down home and brought a bunch of venison. I just love venison. Love elk. It's amazing.
And it's good. Like I like to eat clean, especially lately I've been eating nothing but just real food, whole foods, and hunting goes right into that. Like it's just a natural whole food, and you're there. Like you're eating there's no pesticides, there's no nothing for it. It's just the best thing you can do for yourself.
How dare you hunt? How dare you?
But
how dare you do that to your music?
But to Neil, what you're saying is like, yeah, you look at that, and as an artist, like, I think that used to be a bigger deal than it was. I don't think it's as big as it used to be. It used to be your PR person and all that stuff would be able to don't post all that because then
They're always advising them.
Yeah, but I think now the more real you are, the more identifiable you are.
That's 100%. But it amazes me still that there are people that don't adhere to that. I mean, there's plenty of people that are scared to put out anything like that, and it baffles me because that is true, and we've said it 1,000 times on this program. The more genuine and the more authentic you are, the more people gravitate to you. So I don't know why. Yeah.
I think what I did to I guess I wasn't telling the complete truth is that I went on elk hunt 2 years ago and I posted that I got an elk. I think I'd choose how the type of picture I post now. You know what I'm saying?
Did you post him still alive?
Here he is live.
And now like from a picture of a magazine.
He's shooting video while he's having dying quivers.
I stand next to it and I just point to that guy. I'm like, so anyway.
You can edit the dying quivers line.
No, it stays.
No editing in this show.
No editing. No.
We just say we will.
Everybody in this room looks like they eat wild game. You look healthy.
Love it.
Let's take our shirts off.
Love it.
Jersey skins. We all
right.
Actually, you four take your shirts off.
I'll take my pants off. You guys take your shirts off.
Whoa, hey. Okay. It looks like it's time for a break.
Yep. And back to our sponsors.
This rug is sharp.
All right, Chuck.
You do look in shape. You do look pretty beefy from eating all the wild game and stuff. You look like you're doing good.
Thank you.
You got a routine?
This is two compliments.
Yeah.
I know.
One was off air.
We're not even in the first 10 minutes, guys.
Maybe it was on air. Yeah.
I try to stay in shape. I'm going to be 47. So, and then having Tucker, my son, I had Tucker, he's 5. So having a kid at 42, I'm like, I told Cassie, I'm like, we gotta stay on our P's and Q's here. We gotta stay in shape because when he graduates, we want to be there. We want to be ready and we want to be able and my son's autistic, so and he's nonverbal. So we got our hands full. Like he needs a little more attention than maybe a normal child would need, and so we take it very seriously now.
Yeah. What an amazing kid, cute kid. I just saw him. Was it a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago? I saw him at Aldean's house.
Yeah.
And what an amazing kid. And I was talking to Barry, Jason's dad, about him, and Barry always says the first thing every time, he's like, Chuck is so good with him.
Oh, that's cool.
Chuck's an amazing dad, and which isn't surprising. Yeah. It's really not. But the challenges that you guys face with that it's so inspiring to see how you parent and how, because it's got to be more challenging, obviously, and it seems like he's doing very well though.
He's doing awesome.
It just seems like he's doing really, really well.
So Tucker, my son, is considered nonverbal on the spectrum, and Cassie knew right away, like immediately. I didn't know at all because I had never had a child before, so I didn't know the markers to look for. Mm-hmm. And she's like, something's just not right, and I was like, well, I was like this, I guess the typical guy. I was just like, nah, he'll be fine. He'll, give it a minute. Even my parents were like, he'll be. I would be like, Mom, I don't know. Cassie said he should be doing this now. Like, no, he'll be fine. He'll grow out of it or something. I'm like, all right. And Cassie's like, nope, we're getting him tested. So we took him to Vanderbilt, and it was the weirdest thing because if anybody's going through this listening, if you do have a red flag that goes up, just go get him tested. It will be the weirdest thing you'll ever be a part of, and you won't like it because what they do is you go into this room, and it's a stale room, it's probably about this size. Yours is not stale, but decorated well with all your trophies, all your accolades.
Our big game trophies.
I'm petting the big. Anyway, but you go in there, and there's 2 doctors, and they just they got a notepad, and I was like, I did not want to do it, and I was there. I was like, what are these guys going to say about my son? They don't know my son. They never met my son. They're going to say something in 15 minutes with him and dictate, if he's on the spectrum or not. So they basically let him just walk around or crawl around, sit there, and watched him and put a couple toys in front of him. And they're like, we waited a couple days. Yep, he's on the spectrum. And I was pissed. I was just like, how do they know? How do they know this? And now looking back, there are little signs, whether they're stemming or, my son used to, he gets so excited he doesn't know what to do with his hands, so he stems like this. And he did that early on. Like he would watch Toy Story or Monsters, Inc. This is 1.5 years old. And he would look at it and he would just be like, he didn't know what to do. Mm-hmm. He didn't know how to get whatever he was feeling out. So, and he was doing that in the room that day. So knowing now, like, oh, that's a pretty tell sign that, might be on the spectrum. I was like, all right, I kind of get it. But it was very, it can be discouraging. It can be emotional. It can be all the things. But, and it has been. But the best thing you can do for your child, if they get that, they're on the spectrum, because it truly is a spectrum. Every child is different. Is to early intervention is the best thing. So we have them in occupational therapy, feeding therapy, speech therapy, all these things. So if he walked in right now, you would think he's the cutest little kid in the world, all these things. He just can't say, hello, how you doing? He's just nonverbal. Now, if I said, Tucker, say hi, he'll go, hi. He'll repeat it. Right. Mm-hmm. Or right now I got him saying, see you later. He goes, and so I go, say, see you later. And he goes, see you later. See you later. So, and he knows, before in the beginning, we would get him to say juice, like, you want some juice? He's like, juice. But now, 6 months later, he's going, juice. Right. So it's like, it's just, he's on his own timetable. It's like, just, we're there to support him through his journey to get him to where he needs to be. So it's, it's,
well,
have you?
I'll
it's a lot,
but it's piggyback a little bit on what Tully was saying. I do think God has chosen you and Cassie to be his parents. There's a reason that you guys are on this journey. And, it's kind of joking earlier. I mean, you've got this huge list of accomplishments of things that you've done. It's just crazy, the things that you've been able to do. but you're probably realizing now none of that matters. The most important thing that you'll ever do is be his father.
100%.
And you guys are excelling at that. It's inspiring to see. Sorry, Kayla, what were you saying?
No, I was wondering if you are you and Don Rooney buddies? Because he had, for the listeners, Don Rooney and Rascal Flatts. I played a golf scramble charity with him a month or two ago, and he has a nonverbal child also. So you may want to.
Yeah, reach it.
Yeah, sometimes it helps, you know.
It does help. I didn't know that.
We're buddies.
Well, we are buddies when we see each other, like we're acquaintances and know each other through music. But I'll reach out to him. I do. I'll see if I still have his number. But I know he's in my phone. But
I played around with him. He was talking about stuff, and
it's interesting.
I was thinking about how hard that would be, because me, like you mentioned, being 46, I'm 58 with a 2.5-year-old. Right, and so I'm thinking how hard that is, and he's talking about his other kids, and then he has one that's nonverbal. I'm thinking, oh my God, just silently, I was thinking, how are you doing that? You know, because that's tough.
You know, we know Tucker so well. We know what he wants immediately, just by the way he looks at us. Like, and you learn your own language with your child. Just like your child, that your kids that can talk, they have little quirks about them. I'm sure that they don't have to say anything, and you know that, like, they're not having fun, or they're hungry, or they're about to get cranky, or they're about to get sleepy, and so you pick up on all those things. But it's the things that we've flown out to California, saw a specialist, got him on Lucavorin, so he started Lucavorin, and Lucavorin, if you remember. Kennedy and Trump got out and talked about, hey, there's this big breakthrough with autism. And so Cassie and I were like glued to the TV. We're like, whoa, what? Please say there's something that's because all you want to do is have your child be healthy. And that's when they talked about Lucavorin. So we immediately, of course, were looking into Lucavorin. Long story short on Lucavorin, it works if your child, and I'm not a doctor, it works if your child is basically, I'm going to say all the wrong words, but if there's a blockage of something happening and they have that, you can get it tested. If they have that blockage of, like, basically the transmitters going and working together, then Lucavorin's that back door to make sure it doesn't get blocked and helps them with their speech. Now, if they don't have that blockage, then Lucavorin may not be for them, right? Yeah. So that's why some people are like, Lucavorin didn't work for my kid. Well, they may have not had Lucavorin may have not worked for their particular case. Right. Where with Tucker, he came back and it tested that Lucavorin would work for him. Oh, wow. So we're hopeful and excited about that. We do red light therapy. We spent a week up in Iowa, and it's not cheap. Yeah. I mean, it makes you, when this happened to us, it makes you think about, like, people that don't have those resources. Right. It makes you think about life a little differently. No. We're just extremely blessed to have those resources, or have a group of team or people around us that have those resources, and they pass it on to us. Like, you're like, oh, you might want to get with Don Rooney. Well, Don Rooney from Rascal Flatts, right? He's going to have some of the best resources out there, people to help him, because he's famous. I mean, that's just the way it is. And so I might go talk to him, and Don will be like, oh, yeah, you need to go see this doctor because he knows this doctor, and this doctor will do this, and you can't get into him unless you, I mean, there is a system out there that's real in that area. So, to your point about Don, if you have any kind of special needs child, whether it's autism or something else, all the parents really do need to lean on each other, because you might have spoken to someone that I've never even thought about, and it makes a difference.
Yeah. Good.
Wow, that's powerful. Yeah. Absolutely powerful. And God bless you guys. Seriously, that's a lot. And like I said before, I know that you're on this journey for a reason.
I appreciate you saying that. He's awesome now. I mean, he's
awesome.
He's like, it's crazy because we wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I don't want any other kid. I want my kid. I want that guy. I want him walking in here and not saying anything. I want him coming in here and just be wanting to get on my shoulder.
He's the cutest kid, man.
You know what goes great with small town stories.
Original Glory, America's beer right here.
You know, I've been drinking this every songwriting session today.
Man, that clean, crisp taste reminds me of summer nights on the back porch after a fresh mowed lawn.
And they're just not making great beer, they're investing in America's small towns.
Well, it's just like us. They believe in bringing communities together.
Not only do they invest in communities, but a portion of each sale goes to the veterans and the first responders and all the heroes that protect us.
For a limited time, you can become a member of the OG fam and invest in this beer at wefunder.com/original brands.
Join our Original Glory family and help ignite that Original Glory spirit.
My name is Glenn Story. I'm the founder and CEO of Patriot Mobile. And then we have 4 principles. First Amendment, Second Amendment, right to life, military and first responders. If you have a place to go put your money, you always want to put it with somebody that's like-minded.
Of course.
I think that's the beauty of Patriot Mobile. We're a conservative alternative.
Don't get fooled by other providers pretending to share your values or have the same coverage. Go to patriotmobile.com/smalltown to get a free month of service when you use the offer code SMALLTOWN or call 972-PATRIOT.
Yeah, he does this belt thing.
Yeah.
So he does. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so
he's into belts right now. Okay, so like literally, I could if I took he would check all of our waists right now. if you got a belt on, he's like, belt. And he'll just do this. And he does this thing with we just went on that trip. We're talking about it. So he'll get on the airplane. If he gets in a mood, he'll get fixated on something like say it's these these lollipops or whatever, and he'll take the belt and go like this, right? And I'll go, and it'll make this sound. And I'll go, ooh, ooh, ooh. And I just see everybody's like, what?
Yeah.
So I just look at him like, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Anyway, let's give people a little backstory that, may not be familiar with how you got here or what you're doing. So, high school athlete, baseball player, you got a scholarship.
College athlete.
Well, I was about to say, so you got a scholarship to go play baseball, right?
Yes, Florida Southern College.
Southern?
Yeah.
First of all, what position?
First base.
Ah.
Ooh, tough.
It's not a lot. You just got to catch it.
You just got to catch it. You're just involved in every single play almost.
Okay, so how did that evolve from playing ball at school to coming to Nashville?
Yeah, that I didn't even think about singing. I just loved singing in high school. Like I would imitate guys on the radio. Didn't play the guitar, nothing. Didn't write songs. Wasn't in the church choir. Wasn't in any of that. I just loved country radio. I loved country music. Grew up on a farm. We were potato farmers and grain farmers, so wheat, barley, corn. So all my neighbors were my aunts and uncles. And we grew up in a small town, Smyrna, Delaware. So my journey was like, all right, I want to get a nice truck, marry a hot girl, and play professional baseball. That was
Sounds
was
amazing.
Sounds great.
That was it.
Yeah. Good plan.
Yeah. It's Luke Bryan's next song for sure.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Marry, truck.
That might be too complicated.
Listen, I already stuck up for Luke on that song, so you're.
I saw you.
married
I saw you
on
stuck. I did. You did.
I did.
However, we didn't stick up as much for him.
It's okay. You don't have to.
No. Well, somebody didn't stick up for him. It's a little confusing.
Well, we obviously love Luke. We don't have to get off on this topic.
Yeah. We didn't start it. Everybody was talking about it. So we had to talk about it.
You
We
have
just
to talk
joined
about
in
it.
the phrase.
You have to talk about it. You have to-
And wished our name was on it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line.
That's
we
exactly-
all wished our name was
That's
on
exactly what I said. I said, listen, all the haters out there about this Luke Bryan song, if Luke Bryan came up to you tomorrow and said, yo, you want to write a song with me for my next single on radio, country radio? You'd be like, absolutely.
Yes.
What do you want to call it? Oh, I want to call it Fish Hunt, Drink, Golf, or whatever. And it'd be great. Let's do it. And
Love
you would
it.
laugh all the way to the bank, man.
Yep.
Yeah, but
100%.
that's not his radio single though.
No, it's not.
So
Oh, it's not. It's not. They didn't go to radio with it.
And
No.
it's probably
I don't know.
bigger than the radio
No.
single just
Yeah.
because of the.
Yeah. No, his radio single is Country and She Knows It.
That's right.
We
It's
talked about that
it's
for a
the
minute.
prequel to that. Yeah.
Anyway, get back to
Anyway.
your story.
Anyway, about me. Yeah, so I that was just my goal. That's what I knew, So when I went to college, played baseball. My junior year, I kind of figured out that I wasn't probably going to get drafted. So there was this girl that played soccer at Florida Southern College, and she goes, "Hey, I heard you sing." I'm like, how'd How did you hear this? Because I was so annoying. Remember Titanic was out like in 97. That was when college was. So I would be in the bathroom. I would do all the
working on your runs.
So annoying. Yeah, I was Gary LaVox in the shower every single day. And my friends found out because we all lived in the dorm. They're like, dude, you gotta, outside of being annoying probably because I would do it at midnight when everybody's trying to sleep in the showers, down the hall. And they're like, man, you sound like, and so they make me sing stuff. And that's how my college, because it was a small college, they're like, oh, Chuck sings pretty good, So the girl from college, she goes, I heard you sing. I'm like, yeah, I like to sing. She's like, we should sing sometime. I'm like, I'd love to.
Like Friday night, 7.
Yeah, so we started singing anyway. So she had a manager, right? She had a manager. She had all this stuff. I'm like, well, I don't even know what that is. Why do you have a manager? And it was during she sang pop. So it was during that whole pop craze, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, all that stuff. Because that Florida Southern College was right by Orlando.
Right.
So Transcontinental Records, Luke
Ground
Pearlman,
Zero for all that. Yeah.
So it was O-Town, NSYNC, all that stuff. And they all lived down there, and that her manager was dealing with all those people. So she introduced me to that guy. Then that guy was like, dude, you sing great. They tried to get me into a group.
I was getting ready to ask.
Yeah, they tried to get me into
boy band.
It was two guys and 2 girls. That was the group. Like there was 2 guys. It wasn't all guys. They wanted to do something different. So 2 guys, 2 girls. I did it for like 2 weeks, and they put us with a vocal coach. And the vocal coach at the time, she came from Nashville. So, long story short, is she's like, you're not like, I love your voice, like, but you need to go to Nashville. Like, you don't need to be in a pop group. I'm like, I know nothing about Nashville. I knew nothing about Nashville. I didn't even know it like existed really. I just knew what I loved on the radio. And she took me up there and introduced me to some people. I mean, it's a very long story short, but that's how I got introduced to Nashville and country music. So I would go my junior year and senior year of college. I would fly back and forth to Nashville from Orlando, and met the right people. She interned at RCA Records, so she knew all the people there, and then they introduced me to Jim Catino.
Oh yeah,
and I'll never forget. I was just kind of making the rounds, and with all the people that I would meet. And now looking back, I was so green. Like I wasn't meeting you guys. I was meeting just whoever. And Jim Catino. I had this like a folder you would get for college. So I took my 8x10.
Like a trapper keeper?
Yeah, like I took my 8x10.
I love those.
Oh, you want to see my package? Here you go.
Velcro it open.
3 CDs in here. I had my 8x10 on the front of it. You would open it up, and I put a little 2-song demo in a sleeve.
Yeah, you did.
Right there in a CD.
Magic.
And then I had a little paragraph about me.
Your bio.
Do you still have that photo?
My mom for sure has it
Because we
somewhere.
need a copy of it.
I can definitely.
We have to have it.
100%.
Yeah, I'm going to insert it.
Yeah, my mother would love to give that to you, actually. So Catino, bless him, saw this and heard something. He's like, can you come into my office? Now you got to realize I have never met with a label person at all. He just become an A&R rep for RCA Records. He goes, can you come to my office? And it was in June, and CMA Fest was happening. He goes, I got to be out of here by 1:00. I go, well, my flight leaves at 3. He goes, well, just come in here. I'll get you out and you'll have plenty of time. He goes, I got to be out by 1 because I got to see Chesney do sound check at the stadium. So in my mind, I'm a college kid. I'm like, holy shit. I'm going to meet the guy that's going to watch Chesney do a sound check. It's like, wait. So I went in there, and I didn't play guitar at the time. And he goes, man, tell me your story. Like, I like what I hear. He's like, can you just sing something for me live? I'm like, sure. I mean, I was like, I don't, just a cappella? He's like, yeah, just sing whatever.
Wow.
And I'm like, sure. And so I just did like 30 seconds. He's like, do the other song. 30 seconds of that. He's like, man, all right, I got to get going. But I feel like you got, let's continue this conversation.
What were you singing? Like songs? Was it covers or was stuff that you wrote?
No, because I wasn't writing at the time. I was just a straight up singer. And so I sang a Brian McKnight song because my way of thinking was, all right, I want to show him all my...
How versatile you are.
Hold on. I sang a Brian McKnight song was on there, and then an Andy Griggs song was on there. And I think it was in a cover that Andy did of Waylon Jennings or something. And so I sang both those songs, and I think he wanted to see if I could sing like outside of this for real, you know? So then that's what got me basically my record deal. So,
wow. And that's more singing than most new artists do today to get their deal.
That's right.
Yeah, of course. I mean, seriously, no one, could you imagine if a label head asked one of the newer artists, not all of them, but a couple of them, to sing a cappella in the office?
They don't care. No,
oh my God!
Well, they couldn't. Number one, they couldn't pull it off, and number two, they don't care.
They don't care. It's what do you show me your socials? But
it's interesting because I didn't even have enough time to get nervous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, when you're like, hey, I got to go in tomorrow and sing live, you have time to get nervous. But this, I just thought I was going to sit, chat with him. He's going to listen to the CD. I'm good. But he's like, sing for me. I'm like,
language.
Just do it. You know, just do it. And it worked out. And he introduced me to Monty Powell.
Wow, nice.
And then Monty Powell, so Monty was like, let's get him in the studio, see if he can sing in the studio. So I remember then I come back a month later, and then now it's Jim Catino and Monty Powell. Yeah. Monty Powell did all of Diamond Rio's. I know you guys know this, but all Diamond Rio stuff and big songwriter, a lot of Keith Urban stuff. And so I sang for him, and I could see them. It was like a freaking movie, man. I was seeing through the glass. They're going like this.
It's the worst feeling being behind the glass.
Not bad.
Excruciating.
Yeah. It's like, I think it's good. Anyway, so I come out and Monty, and knowing Monty now is funny, but Monty goes, yep, you can sing. It's good. You can sing. We're good. And so they signed me to a development deal from that. Mm-hmm. And so I went back to Florida. And I told my parents, I'm moving to Nashville. I got a development deal on RCA Records.
And you didn't finish school, right? Two classes short?
2 classes short. I was like, I'm out.
Wow.
I was like, I have zero desire to learn anything more outside of what I'm doing right now. Yeah. And it's funny because I went and was going back and forth to do the demos and all that stuff to get this development deal to show Joe Galante, all right, here's a 5-song package of what we're going to do. And then it's up to RCA to take that development deal and then sign it to a full record deal. Well, here I am thinking I'm hot shit. I've turned in 5 songs, and they did not pick me up. They did not pick up the full record deal. And so I had moved to town by that point. I had just moved in, 2 weeks, didn't even have furniture in my place. And now here I am, left college, no record deal.
Where did you move to?
I'm Nippers Corner.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
That's
kind of where everybody goes. I feel like,
or someplace like that.
Yeah. Well, now it's like the Gulch, but the Gulch isn't the new Nippers Corner. I feel.
Did you live in the Gulch at one point?
Yeah, I did.
Because I used to run into you. I don't know if we knew each other yet. This is way back, early 2000s. And did you used to go to Roussan's? Remember the sushi place that was right in the Gulch?
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah. I see you down there. Like that's a Chuck Wicks, that new guy.
Oh, that would have been like
he's not good looking.
That would have been like 2007-ish then. If you knew who I was, it would have been 2007.
Okay, so the RCA thing didn't work.
It didn't work. So what do you?
So I was at that point. I'm like, all right, listen, because they didn't think I was ready yet. Like RCA was like, hey, we love Chuck, love what he's doing. You know, we just don't think he's ready yet. And instead of going, most artists maybe I would assume would go and be like, all right, well if RCA doesn't want me, I'm going to go see the other labels. And I was just like, you know what? They're probably right. Like, I'm not ready. So instead of going back home and be like, I gave it a shot and it's done, I dug my heels in and said, all right, I'm going to find out who I am as an artist, like who I truly, because I didn't know. I was just singing. Like I was just, so I met people and that kind of took me under their wing, like a lot of publishers, a lot of great songwriters. And I just learned from them. Because I had that development deal in RCA, I was able to get into rooms with really good songwriters. Because as you all know, if you're going to write, you want to write on purpose. You just don't want to write just hey, I wrote today. Like you want to write with an artist or a particular project that's going to move the needle and make everybody happy at the end of the day. And so I was able to get in those rooms, and I always tell people, it's easy to get in the room once, right? But I wanted to get in the room twice and 3 times, 4 times. So I just made sure I was a good hang and was not into saying, look how good I am, let me show you I'm a good writer. I was like walking in. Neil, I wrote with Neil in particular really early on in my career, around for the first record. And every time I wrote with Thrasher, I was just like...
discouraged.
I was like, why is it taking so long?
Did he give you this?
Yeah.
I never. What?
Hold on. Don't say it. No. I
never been this. It's always.
Chuck, go get a coffee. Go get.
No. All right, got
Pivot. Act.
This. Anyway, so I would sit in the room with these guys and just kind of be a sponge, you know. Yeah. And that's how I learned how to write songs. And Monty Powell in particular was a big, because he was the patient one with me. He was the one that sat down.
He was one of my early ones.
Monty?
Yeah, before I had anything going, I wrote with Monty.
He's great. And it's really interesting. Every songwriter is different. You know, it's like when I wrote with Liz Rose, like she writes crooked on a piece of paper like this and barely picks up the guitar, but she makes the room go in the right direction. Mm-hmm. She's really good at it. And so and then you have Neil that just hogs the room, right? He just, no one else can get a word in.
No one. Sign up for this.
Well, but how did you get with, how was the setup with, was it a random setup to publishers? Because your biggest hit, you know, because we need to talk about Stealing Cinderella. So that was you, Rivers, Rutherford, and George Tarrant,
yeah.
Right? So well, how did that happen?
How I got to that position was, when I got dropped from the development deal, I didn't go back to RCA Records for 4 years. So I took 4 years and just wrote songs. That's all I did. I was learning how to write songs, finding, and you guys know this too, is like, there's a moment where you figure out, oh, this is what it's supposed to sound like. This is what I'm supposed to write. This is where my voice fits. This is who I, and that moment happened around one session, and it was like 3 or 4 songs, and they all had this, just the same vibe. It sounded like a true record. And Clint Higham heard it. And Clint Higham, because I was pitching one of the songs to Chesney, and he was like, man, this is really, like, I feel like Chesney will cut this. And Clint called me on the phone, and I'm sitting here talking, it's kind of full circle, because remember I met Catino. He's going, because Clint Higham is Chesney's manager. Met Catino, he's going to go see Soundcheck. 4 years later, Clint Higham, Chesney's manager, is now hearing my songs, and he's saying, hey man, I'm going to call Joe for you. And Clint Higham got me full circle. I went right back to RCA Records with now Monty Powell and Dan Huff producing it together. That package, sang for him live. Clint Higham basically set up that whole process, and they signed me before I got to the elevator.
Dude,
full
that's
record.
incredible.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and before I went to RCA, I had a meeting set up with Capitol Records, and Capitol Records did the whole thing with them. Clint.
What year was this?
This would have been 2006.
So was that Larry Willoughby?
It wasn't. I think it was he gone by that?
It was Joe Galante, Renee Bell.
Okay.
Joe Galante, Renee Bell, and Catino, and then me, Dan, and.
Well, I was saying at Capitol.
So Capitol would have been
Was it
I think it was Duncan. Wasn't there?
Duncan was there.
He was there.
Yeah.
Was there.
Okay. So we went there. What's funny about that one is, like, I didn't want to do the same mistake that I did and just go to RCA. I wanted to go a couple. Like, we had a whole day of meeting labels, and it's not done like this anymore, I don't think. But we had a whole day of meeting labels, and Capitol was first. I did the whole Dog and Pony show with them. Same, Dan, and Dan Huff is a monster. So you walk in with him, and Monty says something already. So you go, I do, the whole staff's there.
Was Autumn House there then? At
yeah,
that point?
They play for the whole staff, and I leave, and they were very courteous by letting me know, because they knew I had a whole day. Like, hey, tell Chuck, because they called Dan and Monty, they tell Chuck we love his sound, love his look, but we just signed a guy that's similar, or else we would sign him. It was Luke Bryan. Luke Bryan. They signed Luke Bryan, and he was about to release his first single. And they're like, so I was kind of bummed. So I went in to the RCA meeting being like, well, shit. Capitol just passed. I hope this works out. So anyway, it worked out, and then it begins. You know, as soon as you get a record deal, then it begins. So that's when I really got to write with just A-list songwriters like this room. Like I was writing with you guys. I was writing with anybody that I could write with. I was writing with, and I had turned in the whole record, and Catino goes, "Man, I don't think we had that first single." I'm like, great. He goes, "Hey,
love hearing that."
I know. I love it when they say that.
Yeah. That's great. I just busted my ass and spent a lot of money that I got to pay back. But he goes, "Man, just write something that's like only like it's you." So I went home, and I was living with my girlfriend at the time. We were 4 years deep into a relationship, and her summer gig was playing Cinderella at Walt Disney World. So I remember like just sitting at my little kitchen table, you know, and you bought at Target, and you're just sitting there, and you're like, what am I gonna write about? And then that's when I was like, she's playing Cinderella, she was riding her first bike. You know, I was like, all right, this is going someplace. And then I wrote that chorus and brought it into Rivers and George. And then I knew they would do a good job with it because it was such a story song. Mm-hmm. What's funny is it's not funny, is it actually started as a depressing song. She was all these things. It was depressing at first because I went dark. I'm like, it was someone that lost their daughter.
Oh, you killed
and
her
then
off.
And so when I walked in, they're like,
let's go for radio.
Yeah, let's go a little happier. Okay, let's pep it up a little bit. Let's have her live. So they're like, no, we love let's do this. We have daughters, you know, they dress in their favorite, you know, Cinderella or outfits from princess outfits, and they'll eat a bowl of cereal, and you know they're 5. I think they're probably 4, 5, 6 at the time, and we wrote Stealing Cinderella in a couple hours.
Did you fight that because you came up with the chorus and you thought, oh, it's this? No, it's
no.
just that. So when they said, hey, let's turn it here, you were all in.
Nope, I was open arms. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Didn't fight it at all. What's crazy is
it's different than most artist writers now.
That's why I asked.
She must die.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, she's got to die. She must die.
I can see the video now. It's a bad crash.
No, seriously though, we're joking about it, but that your approach to that day was so right. Like, very much similar. Like in coming up in this business, like, you know, you're smart enough to know you don't know everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and if you learn from everybody who, you know, like Mike Delaney was a big one of those for us. Like Mike would write with us way before we should have, right? But man, it's like he probably knows better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At that point, you're smart enough. A lot of I think that's lost today in young artists. Like whether you're writing, whether you're producing them, it's like they've never done it, but yet they know better. It's amazing. It's amazing how they know that.
Well, and too, the fact that you brought in, you know, the whole chorus or part of a chorus or whatever. That's not all artists will have the ability to do that. You know.
I always felt weird not coming somewhat prepared. Like even if it's just a melody or just something like.
That has changed, by the way.
Yeah.
There used to be a day where you felt like you had to come with something.
Right.
And that is definitely
the ones that come today already know everything. They're asking us, what do you got?
Yeah, what do you got?
What do you mean? What I got?
They're like, I
got this.
And it depends.
It doesn't depend.
Well, no, to be fair,
to be fair. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm just telling you, I write with a lot of people, a lot of new people and everything, and some of them do come in. And
they probably got it from AI
idea,
the night before.
You know, no, I'm just saying some artists do have ideas, and they're very capable writers and stuff.
Who are these?
No, I'm talking about the majority. The majority.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's not all, but you know, so
you know, they're all not. They all are not sponges like he was, like Chuck was. Like when I first started writing, I was a sponge. I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm paying attention to what these guys are doing, and you know, trying to figure out how I can use it.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch them. It's fun to let you go. You know, it's like it's got to be fun. I've never written with you guys, but it's got to be fun just to watch you guys play music in the room. Like, it's got to be fun. It's fun to just listen to Neil sing. You know, it's like it's fun to watch your mind work. It's like that's the way I looked at it. It was like I always knew. I'm like, all right, I'm writing with this guy today, and he wrote this, and this. I'm like, I'm gonna let him do his thing, and I'm gonna see if what I can get away with. Like, what's he gonna like of mine, and if I would say something that sucked, I'd be like, that sucked. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that.
We all do that.
Yeah,
we all
I'm
apologize.
so sorry. But yeah,
was that the first song y'all wrote then with that combo?
Yeah, Rivers and George. Yep.
Did y'all write after that?
I think we did write a couple more times. Yeah, or it might have been different. Like it might have been Rivers and somebody else, or George and somebody else. I wrote with George a couple of times for sure. Rivers a couple of times, but all different scenarios. And it's awesome.
But that's because if it's 2006, because that one's 2007, right?
So we released it in 2007, and it got to like in the 50s, and when it was in the 50s, they're like, hey, so you're not going to believe this. I'm like, what? They're like, the coach of the Tennessee Vols, Coach Fulmer, wants you to sing Stealing Cinderella at his daughter's wedding. I'm like,
go Vols.
So here, now listen, guys. Are you a big Vols fan? Yes. Is that why there's a Peyton Manning autograph?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right,
highly overrated.
This will make you not overrated. This will hurt your heart. This will make you feel good.
No.
I go
perfect podcast.
I go. Who's Coach Fulmer? I go, who's Coach Fulmer? I had no idea, because I grew up in Delaware. We don't even have a football team. Have you ever seen?
You shouldn't.
Yeah, we have University of Delaware, the Blue Hens.
Did he end up doing it?
So I go, let's do it. So I went to his cabin in the woods in Knoxville, and it was awesome. That's when I knew I had a special song, because I'm singing this song acoustically, and I'm watching. I did my homework at that time. I knew who Coach Fulmer was. One of the nicest families you'll ever meet, and super nice guy. He was just in town last year doing a meeting of some sorts. And I ran into a mutual friend. He's like, hey, I was just with Coach Fulmer. I said, I knew you. He's like, man, tell Chuck I said hi. You got to realize this is 17 years ago I sang at this guy's wedding. Yeah, tell Chuck I said hi. And that's when I saw him get teared up a little bit over that song. That's when I knew. I was like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Made somebody feel something.
Like, this is what it feels like to write a song and, like, connect with a stranger that you've never met and have them that emotional over at one of the biggest moments of their lives. I can do this. Like,
for sure.
I love this.
That's a big moment, especially when he gave you that $5,000 check for independent promotions.
And back then, that was a lot.
You know what's crazy? I did it for free. He did not pay me to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You idiot.
Hold on. What?
I did it for free. Well, he was probably smart. He's like, well, let's see. He's a brand new artist in the 50s. Yeah, we can probably get him for free. Yeah. Do I take Chuck Wicks, who no one knows, or Tim McGraw for $30,000? I'll take.
Yeah. Wow.
True.
That's awesome. And that is one of those type songs, because that's like some of the things that I'm a part of just are not timeless songs. That's a timeless song with a timeless story. That'll always be good.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and it will always have a use.
I appreciate you saying that. I was very fortunate with that song. Looking back now, because you don't, when I was an artist, like I still am an artist, but when I was an artist actively touring and actively trying to get hits on the radio, it was one of the most stressful times of my life. I was never.
That's what it is.
I was just stressed all the time.
Yeah.
If I ever had that chance again to be on radio, I would not let it stress me out. I'd be like, it's either going to work or it's not.
Yeah, you can't.
And I would enjoy all the moments. But it was that definitely opened the door. A lot of people think I'm like the one-hit wonder, like, oh, that's a Stealing Cinderella guy. But I had hit after it. I had a couple more hits after it.
You had a couple cuts on other artists too, even prior to that.
Yeah. I got lucky and got some other song. Thrash and I had an Aldean cut together.
That's a great song.
It is a great song. That's an incredible bass
Give us a story of that song, because that's a great song.
I don't remember anything about that
stop
day.
It,
oh, you remember it.
I do remember.
And to those of you who doesn't know, Chuck's married to Cassie, Aldean's sister, so he's in the family, and we get to see each other a lot, which is fun on the road. But we never get to actually talk.
I was thinking about
There's
that
too
on the way here.
There's too many tequila shots going in and around to actually get any talking done.
Anytime we see each other, all of us, it's always like real quick.
Yeah.
We're at an event.
Yeah, it's at a show or something.
We're like, hey man, what's up? All right, cool, peace. All right, here's a deer picture. Bye.
That's pretty much it. Look at
How's family?
The only thing we ever do, you show me a picture of this deer you're hunting.
Yeah, look at the trail cam.
That's it.
Great. Love you. Mean it.
That is a great song, though.
Don't do lonely well.
It's an awesome song. Is there a story like who brought in the title? What was the day like?
I don't remember.
There wasn't like, hey, I got it. It wasn't that like wow moment. I got this idea. I think we were just passing around the buck, and I think Neil got on the melody pretty quick, and then we were just kind of helping.
That's surprising.
It's surprising.
Yeah. Neil got on.
The only thing I really remember is I was like, why isn't Chuck cutting this song? Dan was doing your record. I think I was writing for Dan then at that time.
Were you?
Crosstown.
You know what? I lost my record. I had lost my record deal in the middle of all that.
And I agreed to write with you.
No,
very unlike him.
That's why I lost my record deal. I turned in that song.
Well, your publisher probably didn't tell you. They wanted you to keep the point.
They didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Was that on the Old Boots record?
Night Train record.
Night Train record. That's right.
Wow.
Night Train.
The Night Train record.
And by the way, for the people that are subscribed to the show, we might have those guys sing it. Those of you who are not subscribed, too bad. You're not going to hear it.
And what's going to be good? Time constraints. I do a different version than Neil knows.
I want to compare. I want to do verse chorus of each.
Yeah, we want
He's
to
finally
AB.
fixing to get paid for doing a gig.
Yeah,
Here we
we'll
go.
judge it.
We're definitely going to judge it. We're going to judge it for sure. Song off.
So you say you do it different than like
just
the demo?
Yeah, totally. Like just a little different melody structure. Not way off of it, but
Apparently
it's a little
he didn't
different.
like your melody.
Apparently not.
It's no. I love
No,
both
he didn't
versions.
like Aldean's melody. No, that's what it was. Not on me, put it on Jason.
Okay, let's do that.
Your brother-in-law. It's his fault.
And for the record, and I say this when I play this song live, especially in songwriter rounds, I'm like, just so you guys know, this song was cut before I married his sister. So
that's important.
Earned.
Set the record straight.
I earned this.
I bet people that know you're married to
like
Jason's sister, they would love to ask what that's like. We know what it's like, and it's awesome. But
yeah,
I'm sure people do ask you that question.
Yeah, it's interesting because Jason, of course, is he truly is one of the biggest stars on the planet.
Yeah,
he's had 31, 30, almost going on 32 number ones. I told my father-in-law, his dad, I'm like, because I get along great with his dad.
And Barry's
an amazing
Barry
human
Williams
being.
is a phenomenal guy.
He really is. Yeah.
And so is Vivian. And so and Debbie and Jason's mom. So, it's. I tell Barry all the time. I'm like, it's crazy. I'm like, because we'll get talking about Jason if something happened or he got an award or something. I'm like, it's crazy. Your son is one of the biggest artists on the planet. And his dad Barry is so proud of Jason. Yeah. I knew Jason before I even knew he had a sister. Like I didn't know he had a sister. Even when I met Cassie, I didn't realize it was Jason's sister. I thought it was Brittany's sister actually from afar. I was like, who is this girl? Why do I keep seeing her at all these number one parties? And like what is happening? She's always hanging around with Brittany. I'm like, what? That's why I connected that because she's way better looking than Jason.
Yeah, reasonable thought, Chuck.
I mean,
It goes without saying.
Yeah.
We can't comment on that.
Yeah, But I knew Jason just being an artist, and I remember when Jason seeing him at at an award show or something. He was like, "What's up, Chuck?" And this was back in like 2008, 9, 10, and there was times I hung deer stands with him back in like 2014, 15 or whatever it was, and still didn't know he had a sister. Yeah. Nothing. And it makes sense because she was married at the time, so it's not like he'd be like, "Chuck, you want to meet my sister?" Like it just wouldn't come. It just doesn't make sense. But when he found out that I ran into Cassie, so I'm doing the morning show at the syndicated morning show, and I had gone out the night before. I think it was a Sunday. I was day drinking with some friends of mine, and we had seen each other, and then I finally figured out that she wasn't, I found out I thought she was married and she wasn't married, and I figured out that she wasn't married anymore. So I kind of shot my shot and wrote something on her Instagram. She was playing, she was Top Golf in heels. I'm like, I didn't DM her. I put it I was like, oh, that's pretty talented or whatever it was. It's still on there. You can find her. You'll see my thing. And I said, all right, if she responds back, I'm in. I got a shot. So she responded back, and from that point we were just kind of going back and forth and DMing each other and saying let's get we should go to dinner sometime and all that stuff. And so long story short, I had met some friends that were from out of town coming, so we went to Dirk's Whiskey Row, Dirk's Bentley's Whiskey Row, and I'm sitting there drinking. I was training for a triathlon at the time, so I was just drinking water. I was skinny and I was just train and run, bike, swim, all that stuff. That was my whole life. And she walks into the bar. I'm like, holy shit. Well, she had DM'd me an hour before that. She's like, hey, I'm going downtown to day drink with some girlfriends of mine. You want to meet me? I had not opened it yet. So I see her. She goes, what do you... She's like, did you get my DM? I'm like, no. I opened it up in front of her. It still has the blue dot. Yeah. I was like, I didn't see it. And so from that point on, it was 2:00 in the afternoon. We left at 11 at night. So we hung out and now I had not drank for 6 months.
You drank that day?
All my guy friends are like, yo, man, you want a drink? You want a beer? You want nothing? I'm like, no, man, I'm training. I'm good. She comes in, she goes, you want some drink? I'm like, shots, whole bar. Wasted. It's
that's a great story.
That felt good. Story. Anyway, so and I asked her to go out to dinner. And so the next morning at 7 a.m, I get a call from Jason.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, what the shit?
Yeah. What's he doing awake?
You got to realize.
Wait a minute. You sure it was Jason?
7 a.m. Yeah. I go, this is weird. I'm like, there's no, why is he calling me? Because I had his number, but we didn't talk. We don't text. We didn't do anything. So I'm like, and I knew it was his sister at this point, right? Yeah. So I'm like, no shit. So we're on air, I was like, so as soon as the commercial break comes on, I was like, guys, I got to take this. So I was like, hey man, what's up? He goes, hey, what's up, man? He's like, I heard you ran into my sister last night. I'm like, oh shit. I didn't know where it was going. And he goes, no, I just wanted to let you know, it's all good. It's cool. Just have a good time. And I was like, just, you have nothing to worry about here. He's like, I know, because Jack Sizemore.
Yeah.
He used to play with me.
Yeah.
In my band, and he left my band to go play with Jason's band. He's like, I got a dream gig. I'm going to go play. I'm like, go, dude. You're going to be fine with him. And I guess he had done his homework, and because we knew each other, but when you start dating someone's sister, it's a whole different.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I want him to really know who you are. And he's like, basically, it was just kind of giving the blessing, hey, I'm cool with it. Which that was when I was like, oh, Jason's a pretty awesome guy. He cares about his family, cares about his sister, because they're the only two.
Yeah.
And that's when that whole charade just. It's off to the races, and now I'm in the mix.
I'd be thinking, just because the way I'm wired, that would add a degree of worry for me, because I'd be like, okay, I'm crazy about this girl, and it can never go sideways.
That's right,
ever.
That's right.
Because it would be bad on a lot of levels.
Well, outside of that level, the thing that made me treat Cassie differently than all my other relationships was. One, my age, and I was ready to settle down, and number two was she had kids, and the minute
three kids,
three
right?
kiddos, yeah. So I married right into 3 girls, and the minute I found out she had 3 kids, I'm like, you kind of have that self-talk. You're like, no more dicking around. Look, I'm not gonna waste her time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to string her along. I'm not gonna if it's meant to work. I'm gonna make it work. If it's not meant to work, I'm gonna get out and let her go on her way. It's not try to make it work or whatever. And I knew immediately. And her 3 kids are awesome. Yep. I mean, they're such a blessing. Like I only had one brother, so I didn't know what it was like to live with a bunch of girls.
Crazy.
And I'm just like, this is the shit show? Yeah. This is what happens?
They're
worse than
ages?
guys.
Yeah.
The ages are 26, 25, 15, and then Tucker's 5.
Yeah.
So I met Avery when she was 7. And then the girls were just getting out of high school.
Yeah. Wow. So, man, the years are just flying.
Oh, man, they're just so fast.
So how long was that? So what year was that you started dating Cassie?
Well, we were going to be married for 7 years in July.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, and we dated a year before that, so 8 years total.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's insane.
You guys are getting old.
We are. But to answer your question about being like, to be around Aldean is like, Jason's Jason is Jason. Yeah. Like what you see is what you get. The thing that he's done really well as an artist is he's stayed mysterious. Like there's not, like he doesn't put it all out there. Like there's some artists that you just know everything about them, what they do, what they smell like, what they do in the morning, what's their routine, all that stuff. Jason has done a really good job of like being like, just like there's a mystery about him a little bit, which works well with his persona on stage as well. Because you're like, oh, that guy's cool. Like I wonder what he's like this. Where other artists you can look at and be like, I know exactly what that guy's like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's done that really well, and he's just he's loyal. He's loyal to the core guy.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about that.
Yeah. I tell everybody, it's the same guy I met in January '99. Same. That moment to now, I mean, things are different, obviously, to some extent, but the person's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like you said, we've said this a lot. We forget how big of a star he is sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, just because we're always around each other and to the point of him just being who he is, he doesn't carry himself like a star when we're all just here hanging out, you know.
And that's not the norm also. I mean, there are a lot of artists that you can tell it affects them. It affects their personality. They do change, you know.
I've never seen him get like excited. You know what I'm saying? Like
I want to see Jason laugh actually until he cries.
Oh.
I want to see it. I've seen him laugh. I've never seen him.
It's one of the best laughs ever.
But I've never seen him lose it, like uncontrollable.
Oh my God, you got to come back.
I've heard him chuckle and he laughs if that's funny, and then it's over with, and he's back to being kind of low key.
No, it's an amazing thing.
I've never seen him lose it.
It's an amazing thing. It's really, really funny. It's an amazing laugh.
When you see him laugh to to that extent, it actually is a glimpse into like him. Like, man, he's such a kid. Like he is such just a wholesome dude. Deep down, he's just got a really big heart, and but he is. He's like low key, and he knows what he needs. He knows exactly what he wants. He goes and does it that way, and then he's done, and it works.
Yeah, and there's still what's great about him too is like we all have this for some reason. I think it's the way that he came up when we came up, and we all came up together. It was just that we still feel like at any moment it could all go away.
Yeah,
and so like there's a joy in what he does, a joy and he brings to everybody. We all work hard, but it's just a really, we talk about it all the time, like the circle, and Chuck, you'll know this, the circle is very tight. Mm-hmm. The circle of like people that you really, see around each other and see around him. And it's that way for a reason. It keeps him, like you said, a little mysterious, but man, not a better person. Like to your point too, when he does laugh like that, it's like, man, it's like an open book. It's like, wow, you can see the kid. You can. It's a great thing when he does lose it like that, because it'll get you going too. It's amazing.
Well, he's fun to, we work together now too, because we have the wine business together. So the wine, we have Mellorosa Wine Company, which is after.
You didn't bring any bottles?
Yeah, I should have actually.
Thanks for the gifts.
We've been waiting.
He's gonna mail them.
Just saying.
He's got an assistant.
I gotta. I'm gonna have a special box that's made for you. It's an influencer box.
That's what it is. Yeah. I mean, Lavox, he brought some of his wine for us. And
But seriously,
Gary
tell
did?
people
Yeah.
about the wine. We need to get that.
The wine is awesome. It's everyday grind, man. It's I'm running the whole ship over there with Mellorosa, so I'm like constantly on the phone, connecting the dots for people. And Jason shows up when we need him to on some big events, which we appreciate. And but really, we are a celebrity-driven product. Because Jason's name is attached to it. I always tell people I'm the D-list celebrity and he's the A-lister. Sad but true. Anyway.
Where can you get the wine? Tell people.
Well, yeah, you can get it online, Mellorosa.com, but you can get it. We're in Kroger here in Nashville. So we're in Kroger, we're in Florida, ABC Liquors, we're in a bunch of different spots. We have a lot of great partners throughout the country. So Showrunner Group Hotels. We just went to Dubai. So we're going to be overseas in Dubai, doing a big splash there. And then if you ever go on a Princess Cruise line, Princess Cruises, we're on every single ship there. So it's like 18 ships.
Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah,
Congratulations on that.
It's rocking. I've never thought I'd be in the wine business, but
That's a tough business. I mean, that's got to be.
yeah, people stopped drinking, and I got in the wine business. So.
We were just talking about this last week.
That'd be my
We were
one.
literally just talking about that last week.
It's Mellorosa. So Cassie is. I don't know if people know this about Jason and Cassie. So they have the same dad. Okay, so they have different moms. So Cassie's mom is Cuban. So around Mellorosa, it's around her Cuban culture. So Mello is my mother-in-law's maiden name. Rosa is Cassie's grandmother's name, Mellorosa. They defected from Cuba back in 1960. And so we're paying homage to them because when they defected from Cuba under Castro, landed in Miami, they're all teenagers, her and her 5 sisters. My mother-in-law and her 5 sisters, they're happy tears, high-five. And so we say, when you drink Mellorosa, make a toast to freedom.
And they are amazing.
Oh my God! So we call them the Cuban mafia.
It's amazing. It is something.
It's pretty interesting.
It is amazing.
But that's been a fun ride.
Dude.
I think you're gonna be fine because wine's really not like drinking. Drinkers, stop drinking wine. People don't stop drinking wine.
Yeah, that's.
They stop drinking whiskey and all the other stuff.
I think the old people are still drinking. It's the younger crowd that stopped drinking.
Yes.
So the wine's a little more sophisticated.
Yeah. It's okay.
Mellorosa.com.
Well, tell people about your other business.
The show,
the
man.
Shiners. The show.
Shiners.
Dude, how does he do all this? Like, it blows my mind that you have time and putting forth that kind of effort and success to all this stuff. Tell people about Shiners.
Yeah, so Shiners is a Cirque show, like Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
So it's Cirque meets adult comedy, and Shiners stands for a bunch of moonshiners. So we're a bunch of moonshiners in the show. Total shit show in the best way possible. I remember, so I wrote this song. It's ironic because Nappy Tabs is a married couple, Napoleon and Tabitha. So they were J-Lo's choreography team forever. They do a lot of the Grammys. They do all the Disney specials on ABC for Christmas and all that stuff. And they're now, ironically, they just got done working with Lainey Wilson. So anytime you see Lainey Wilson on a big stage, Nappy Tabs, Tabitha, is the one choreographing all her moves on stage.
We just talked about that, too.
Yeah, so that's...
Telly loved it.
What's that?
Telly loved it.
What did you love about it?
All the
I loved
dance.
it all.
What did you...
I don't know what they're talking about. They're trying to set me up for something.
Yeah, what did you love?
I've been taking a lot of barbs lately on the pod.
Well,
Anyway,
Tully,
continue. Please continue.
Yeah. No, he's just speaking his mind. That's
I spoke my mind? Yeah.
Listen.
About what?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, what
the
happened?
dance routines.
That was Neil.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was Neil.
It could have been. It might
That
have
was
been
Neil.
Well, I don't think Lainey did a dance routine, did she?
Neil
made a
made a comment
about
about all the
dancing.
dancers.
Music.
CMA, she came out with a
Oh,
bunch of
No,
dances.
dancing,
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was.
It was two-stepping
Neil.
only.
It was
sorry.
Neil.
Yeah.
All right.
Apologies.
There's no choreographed dancers
Anyway.
behind. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, back
Talk
to
about
the
Chuck's
If there's
dance.
we'll go back to the dance. Hold on. If there's going to be dancing in country music, I would recommend that it's done by a female artist. Is that
agree.
fair?
Oh, yeah.
Totally agree.
Okay.
That we all agree.
I do
on.
recommend that.
Yeah.
So one thing we
100%.
one thing we can never worry about is Jason Aldean will never dance
Or have dancers.
or dance it. Well, he does have a dancer when he does the tour with Luke.
That's one of my favorite bits he used to do during the show. I mean, you've probably heard him do this on the show. He would say that like right about 4 or 5 songs in. He'd say, "If you came to watch me dance, you came to the wrong place." because there was a terrible time where a lot of male artists were dancing.
Yes.
I mean, it was happening. Like TR was doing some dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Luke's doing some dancing.
I got those moves.
It was interesting, but yeah, it's your point.
Yeah. Well, now he can say, if you came to see dancing, just wait 5 more minutes, and you'll see it.
You'll get it.
You'll get it. But Shiners was I wrote that show like kind of right in the middle of COVID. So I was doing the morning show, and I was like, you ever get in your spot like in your career, and you're like, you just feel that you're like, okay, there's got to be more.
Yes.
There's got to be some kind of
Yes.
Okay. Right at this particular, right now.
Today.
Right now. This
Yes, Chuck.
Yes,
I know
go
exactly
on.
what you're talking about.
Go on.
There's got to be more than this.
There's got to be more than
Yes,
this.
God,
Dead
yes.
animal on night. Tabletop.
We're laughing.
We're having fun. Everybody's having fun. I left my
Chuck continue
family
about
for
the show.
this.
Yes,
So
yes, sorry.
he keeps getting interrupted.
Anyway, I was doing the morning show, and I love doing the morning show, and still love doing radio, but I wanted more. I wanted to do more. So I was like, there's got to be more to Nashville. Like, there's got to be more options for entertainment than just Country Music Hall of Fame, Grand Ole Opry, and go do Broadway, and maybe see a sports team if they're in town, right? All those are great. We have them in spades, but what we don't have is a true like Vegas style residency show. So that's when I knew Nappy Tabs and of them through being on Dance with the Stars. I was on Dance with the Stars back in 2009. They helped do a lot of stuff there. So I knew friends of friends of friends. I said, hey, would they be interested in writing a show with me for Nashville? Get on the phone. They're like, yeah, let's do it. And so long story short, we wrote that during COVID. We looked for a building. We found a building because we're in the old Woolworth building.
Really cool
off of
building.
5th and Broadway.
Yeah.
You've been in there, right?
I've been in the building, yeah.
You've been in the building. Have you guys been in the building since they redid it?
I could have bought it for like $100,000 30 years ago. Go ahead.
Oh, you should have done it.
Yeah. I'm the dipshitty of the day. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I love your building. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, I could be your tenant right now.
Yeah.
Be paying your rent. You only dropped the ball on that one.
You didn't. I did.
It's okay.
You were saying.
There you go. Yeah. So anyway, we found that building. It was weird. I was looking for buildings with high ceilings because we fly people on the show and all this stuff, and all the acts in the show are from Vegas. They've been in all Cirque shows. Like it's top tier, A+ talent, and we're the number one show in town. We're the number one residency show in town. I mean, outside of the Opry, that's like a residency. I guess that's a residency show, iconic one. I mean, we're the only show like this.
That's incredible.
That's great.
And
Tell
it's
people
fun.
what days is it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Every Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
great.
Yeah. October will be 4 years.
Oh,
Been open.
That's amazing.
crazy.
And you started this during COVID.
Started.
That's insane.
Came out of COVID. We waited.
Yeah.
Like we had the show
Right.
written. We waited purposely to kind of open the venue once COVID was because we kind of saw the light. It was like, all right,
Right.
things are starting to open back up. And it was funny when I first took over that building. That's an iconic building.
Mm-hmm.
So the Woolworth building is a very, very iconic building, especially during the civil rights. So Woolworth, if people don't know what the Woolworth is, you would go, it's like a 5 and dime. You go shop, then you go to the diner, get a milkshake with your grandmother, call it a day, right? But this particular Woolworth was famous for the sit-ins with John Lewis. And so, when we took over this building, there was a lot of eyes on us,
Sure.
What are you going to do with this building? There was a lot of people that wanted to kind of tell us what to do with the building, which was interesting. That was a big learning curve for me because I was just like, Chuck, the artist, radio guy, did some TV. I was never into the downtown circuit, a political circuit, and like, what are you doing with this building? This is what we think. It was very new to me, and we got through that, and we pay homage to what happened in that building, in many different ways. We've given back to the John Lewis Foundation several times. We do a lot of events there that highlight what that building is all about and continue to do so. But outside of that, we brought in shiners and we got a jazz club downstairs. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
I'm writing a Try That in a Small Town show.
Really? And what's it about?
Maybe well, I mean, it's, there's some.
Neil does a lot of flying through the air.
Exactly what you think it is.
So you in a Speedo? Just running through a little tiny town.
I don't know if you
little tiny town.
If you needed an opener, we'll talk.
It's a no stop sign town. That's the show. It's just him running and then credits. 30 seconds.
I can dance though.
We can dance a little.
I got some moves.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to go see that show though. That'd be fun to go.
I know.
I can't believe
as a group we should go.
Shiners, Nashville.
It's actually terrible.
It's almost like
we haven't
Chuck
seen
doesn't want anybody that he knows to come see it though.
No, he says all of his friends have seen the show,
I know.
which I guess means
all of my friends,
we're not
guys.
What does that mean?
Well, every time-
what are we?
Yeah, every time we'd see him, he'd be like, "Gotta come see Showrunner." I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. We're gonna go when it get December. We're gonna go. We're gonna go.
Yeah.
we're going in November. And we're off the road. We're gonna go.
Yeah.
And then I'm going.
It is. It's a very interactive show. So I'm in the show 95% of the time, and if you have this image of like Stealing Cinderella, Chuck,
He's not there. He's not there.
nothing like it.
Yeah.
A lot of inappropriate jokes. I mean, inappropriate, but in the best way.
Yeah.
And it's very like it's crowd work. It's
Okay.
It's
Oh,
very.
it is. I didn't know that part.
Is it like in the spirit of Absinthe? Like,
Yes.
like that kind of
Yeah.
vibe, right? Which I love.
Yep.
I mean, Absinthe in Vegas is entertaining, and it's kind of in that spirit, right? Correct?
Totally.
Yeah, that's great.
When I say it's a shit show, it really is. It's like, we're a bunch of moonshiners, and in Absinthe in Vegas, like the guy drinks absinthe in the beginning, and that kind of allows your brain to be like, oh, this is why I'm seeing all this crazy stuff. Yeah. We are the moonshiner effect of that, and we have a contortionist. We have hand-to-hand guys that balance off each other. We got an aerialist that does just freaking incredible stuff. It's you have to see it to understand it.
Yeah, because people that have never seen any Cirque show, it is.
I've not.
Oh my gosh!
It's
blow your mind.
We should all go together as the podcast.
Yeah,
Actually,
we should go.
Come
That's
pick
what
a
we'll do.
Saturday where
All
you
right.
guys aren't touring.
Yeah,
We have to do it together.
Yeah,
Great.
For sure.
front row.
We'll heckle everybody from the.
Oh, listen, bro.
We don't get back.
You can be part of the show.
I always tell
we
people
don't get all access.
You can be the strong man for
Whatever
the
you want.
evening.
I do tell people. I tell people that I know. Like you guys are. I know you'll be fine with it. But I tell people that are like, say I met him at church or something. I'll be like, listen, if you're gonna go, is your wife okay with like inappropriate jokes and stuff? Oh no, I'll be fine. And they come like, you okay?
You good? We good?
See you Sunday.
Just know I'm going to offend you in front of a lot of people.
We literally say if you're offended, the door's to your left before the show starts.
Yeah.
So it's just a fun.
People need that anyway.
It is not. I remember when we first opened up, people thought they were coming to see a play, and we are the furthest thing from a play. I mean, it is.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's fun.
We'll go together.
Let's put Chuck on the spot a little bit. Should we see if he wants to join in on our segment?
He has to join in on
What's the segment?
Oh, yeah.
Dipshit idiots.
Oh,
Okay, dipshit idiots. You know, people are dipshit idiots.
You said you had one today
I have a dipshit.
on the way here.
On the way here, actually.
Oh, I can't wait.
Who wants to roll us out?
Shitiots.
It's people that do stupid things.
Yeah,
it could be
it's-
people that talk on
people that carry
speakerphone in
backpacks
public.
on a plane.
People that,
in front of you.
Mine's kind of long. Mine's kind of long. Anyone have a short dipshit idiot?
I got a semi-short one. It's a.
You go.
You want me to go
I've got a
first?
short one too.
That's what we've heard.
Yeah, kind of get the feel of it. You know.
Okay.
It was me and my wife just rolled in from East Tennessee. She was out there, and I was her chauffeur this weekend. It was this weekend. So we always stop at Bucky's. Always. It's just, we got to do it. I'm going to top off the tank there. We're going to get, and I got some video, and hopefully we can pull it up. But, you're driving around. There's 120 gas pumps at this place. 120.
That's facts.
30
And
minutes
you have
stop
to
minimum.
and you can't find a spot, a pump. You have to drive around in circles. And I finally found one. And I pull in there, and I'm sitting there. And Atlanta went in, and I'm sitting there, and I'm going, and I'm looking around at these cars, and I'm going, no wonder. They use it as a parking lot. They fill their car up,
and they
put the
leave.
pump back in there, and leave their car sitting there and go in there and shop for 30 minutes.
That's right.
No.
So
That's
I start counting the cars. There's abandoned cars everywhere. When there's a huge parking lot full of spaces to go park. These ladies, who raised your ass?
Citizens arrest.
Be courteous. Get back in your car, go park it, and go in. And I'm videoing all these vacant cars. Are you one of the guys?
No, I mean,
I don't know what
But
you're talking
they,
about.
in Bucky's, it's the worst. I mean,
Bucky's is different.
they're going to have to do something about that. These dipshit idiots leave their cars at the pump for 30 minutes, and nobody can pull it. It's like they pull in there, fill up the car, and because of the gas prices, I own this spot for 30 minutes to an hour.
They earned it. Well, I would say that's too much.
And half of the bays, half of the pumps are taken.
I do think it's okay if you have to pump, right? And you pump, and you know it's going to take like a little bit to fill up. You run in, use the restroom, come back out.
Yeah, that's
I do
fine.
that.
That's fine.
But you're saying they go in, shop, hang out, grab a brisket sandwich,
Yeah.
eat it,
Yeah.
and come back.
Which are really good, by
That's
the
a
way.
dipshit idiot.
Yeah.
They're good. They're good.
Those sandwiches are good.
They are good. They're
I
good.
don't even like brisket sandwiches that I want.
Hey, I just want to, before we move on to the next, people out there, if you do that, there's a parking lot.
Sure.
Okay? The pump station is not a parking lot, and that's what they're using it for. Stop doing it.
That's right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hit the button.
I like the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the way you worked in two segments. You got the dipshit idiots and who raised your ass segment, which is a new one that we're working on. I like that. That's top notch, professional. I like it. Mine is pretty short too. So, have you been to the? You probably have the Wits frozen custard. It's in Berry Farms. It's real close to our house. Everything. So me and Rachel and Lucy were going. I usually don't get anything, but the last month or so, since I hurt my shoulder, which I got my surgery coming in a couple of days, everything's out the window. So since I'm not working out, I'm eating everything in sight. So it's really great. So I was looking at
real quick, why are you not working out?
Oh, it's this will be an off. It's a bicep tear and
Strained his
rotator.
shoulder.
So no, it's not a strain. We'll talk about it after.
Okay, he's not working out because he was working out. Okay, there.
It's not a strain. I'm joking. That's a joke.
Sorry,
Spent a lot of time on it. But anyway, so I was looking at the menu on the drive-through, and it's called Wits Frozen Custard, and I looked and I'm a sucker for the pictures, like whatever they're advertising, that's probably what I'm going to get. And I was going for the chocolate dipped cone because usually the only place you can get that is like McDonald's, but the ice cream machine's always frozen. You can't get one. But anyway, so it said it was well, there's the one I went to. But anyway, they were advertising. It was vanilla ice cream on 2 red velvet cakes, kind of like a double doozy.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
So Rachel said, "Well, what are you going to get?" And I said, I think I'm going to get me one of them red velvet whiteys. And she said, Whiteys? And I said, yes, it's right there. And she goes, I think it's Witties. The place is called Wits. And I said, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot. I thought it was red velvet whiteys because the vanilla ice cream in the middle.
That's right.
Who's the dipshit? You?
Me.
Yeah, you're the
for sure. Because I felt really stupid after
chocolate
that.
dip.
Yes, so I went ahead and went with the chocolate dip. So I was afraid I was going to mess up the order. All right, Tully.
That was pretty good.
Very good. Mine's kind of long. I'm sorry. It's kind of long, but so Red Clay Strays, who we like.
Yes.
I like.
I like.
I do.
Yeah.
They're different. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
Very specific kind of music. I think it's cool.
Okay.
And they just played the award show. That was just on ACMs. So I kind of got tagged in this.
I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
Yeah, I kind of got tagged in this thing, and so I click on it, and like any young artist, like and I know this because I've made this mistake as being young and saying something I probably shouldn't have, and feeling yourself in the moment. The bass player comes out and basically says, radio's dead. Said he put out this quote. He did on a podcast or something. It said, "It's never been a goal of ours to make a radio song. Look how far we've gotten without any radio help. We got a CMA award with 3 country radio stations playing us. I don't think you have to have it. Honestly, it's dead." And I immediately, he just right into my top shelf dipshitiot moment, because as an artist, you want everything. Is radio different than it used to be? Yes, of course. DSPs are here, streaming services are here, but radio still has a hand in breaking artists. Radio still has a hand in helping sell hard tickets. We've been a part of artists that radio helped break. When streaming wasn't really doing much for them, radio came on board. So for me, and to say, is radio different? Yes, it's different. It's different, but still very viable in this format. The country format is still, radio's still a huge tool. And so I responded immediately, and I said,
dipshitiot?
Yeah.
Want to come on the podcast?
I replied to this. I said, to say radio is dead is a ridiculous and false statement to make. Radio is and has always been a driving force in our format. If you don't want to write and record radio songs, then don't. But in country music, radio remains an important piece of our industry. A lot of friends in radio. Radio is a huge supporter of us. And immediately, it started to light up. I started getting replies. A lot of some radio people replied to this saying, "Hey, don't dismiss us all. We've been playing your music." I could see it brewing, and I had some pretty sharp comments back towards me. Even as far as Try That in a Small Town goes.
Oh yeah.
But then the best thing happened, which I knew was coming, the retraction. The next day,
Well, it was taken out of context.
The next day, the bass player writes another thing, says it was taken out of context, and I responded, basically I said something to the effect of like he thought he knew what he was saying, but he didn't. Essentially, terrible move. I mean, don't do that to radio. Radio's important. It was just a moment you could tell of like something he didn't really know enough about, and as an artist, you should want radio. You should want streaming, but radio in the country music format still makes a difference. Still matters.
Please,
it's different. It's not the only format like we had 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years ago. But and when he posted I'm like, you can almost immediately feel the management and everybody saying, "What are you doing?"
Right. Oh yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like,
well, and they were lucky. They got some success without radio, and that's fine.
That's fine.
But
you could have even more success with both.
Yeah, wait till you get a hit on the radio, and that's a different type of success.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that you said it was the bass player of Red Clay Strays, or
yeah.
Oh yeah, he definitely got. The rest of the band was like,
dude.
What format did he? What is it on? Was it a tweet or something like that?
It was on Instagram.
It was on MySpace top 8.
Yeah. It's on Instagram. And really, if you go to the responses, like it's a lot of pro radio stuff. But then I got some personal things back that you'd be surprised. People what they think or don't realize. It's not everyone listens to radio like they used to. Granted. But it's still, to say radio's dead is such a ridiculous statement to make.
Right.
In the format we're in, when you're watching people have success, and you should want success at radio. You should want a number one at radio. It's an accomplishment.
What that guy failed to realize is everybody he was talking to and dissing were probably responsible for a majority of the people he grew up listening to.
Yeah.
And he failed to think about that before he spoke.
Yeah, and his name is
Here's where he lives.
Andrew Bishop. Well, it's just
Wow.
it's
throw it out
but
there.
then you post the
Well, you don't
apology.
want to burn a bridge you haven't even crossed yet. You know what I'm saying? It's like
That's
just
right.
like,
And you're in a really cool band.
Yeah.
But you're also doing very specific kind of music. So, why? I mean, you don't have to ever go to. That's what I said. If you don't want to write radio songs, commercial radio songs, don't. But don't say radio's dead when you've got a whole, genre of people that are excelling and doing well at radio, and radio programmers are important. Like it's I love radio, and they've been very good to us, and it's not dead. It's different, but not dead. It's just a ridiculous thing to say and come out, and you could see I can almost see the management writing this. I
bet he doesn't drive a Maserati. Because that's what radio does.
What's funny?
That's the difference between a Honda Accord and a Maserati. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. When I pulled into the parking lot today, I knew exactly who drove what.
That's a fun game.
Yeah, it is right.
Who drives what?
All right,
good. Pulled into the parking lot.
That's amazing.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Andrew Bishop.
Yeah, I mean it's fine, but dude,
Man, I name names now.
And
I know.
That's so fun.
No, that's a good one.
yeah,
That's
it's
a
a
good one.
stupid thing to say. I mean, but he's just a young guy feeling himself in the moment. And,
That's all right.
But like, what are you doing? Quick!
Well, and also
Post
being
this.
part of a band, you shouldn't say anything as an individual like that because you're supposed to be one voice. So I'm sure there probably was some little bit of conflict inside the band. I would say.
If
Anyway,
he was smart, he would say,
I
I'm
bet-
sorry, I was drinking. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got really drunk and our last single failed at radio, and I was upset.
anyway, but that's
That's a good one.
That's an excellent one.
Yeah.
TK.
What you got, Kurt?
Well, this is my every weekend now. So my dipshitiots of the week, actually, I guess I'm one, are youth sports parents.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Lock in.
These dads, who I don't know if they're just trying to relive their own glory or failed opportunities. But, oh my gosh, it's intense, dude. And these dads, they're yelling at the coach. Every dad knows better than the coach. They're yelling at the ump who works at Best Buy, right? But worse, they're yelling at their kid. And it's like, keep your head in the game. And I'm like, well, he's not going to now, dude. He's looking back at dad. Like, keep your elbow down. It's like, oh my God. Stop, please, just stop. Please.
Yeah.
It's so, I hate it, and this happens, we all know, like your kids play, they start playing at 6, 7 years old or whatever. Man, they just want to know what the post-game snack is.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
The parents are just so intense. Just let them be kids, man. And I fall into this too. I promise you, I do. And it's like you do get competitive, and it's more you than them. So just back out. Be a dad. Be a dad. That's all I'm asking.
That's a great one. My dad coached me and all my other two brothers too. I was 5 years old, and we were playing t-ball at that point. I was playing shortstop. I was having a bad game. I was 5, but I was having a bad game. But anyway, I kept missing everything. I would expect the ball to hop up, and it didn't.
Yeah.
It would just go right under my glove. And he finally yelled out, and he said, "Son, you look like a wicket out there." The wicket being the little, the little.
Like a red velvet whitey.
Yeah. So no, that's not. It's not even close. That isn't. But anyway, when he said that, because I wanted to please my dad so much, and I wanted to do well, that I was standing there and I had my stance and everything, but I was crying.
Oh my gosh!
And it killed me because I disappointed him, and then he saw that, and then he teared up, and then after the game he told the assistant coach, who they were good buddies, he said, "Look," he said, "you coach my son, I'll coach your son."
There you
go. So anyway, and that kind of worked.
And it's hard because I'm not even gonna lie, I've fallen into the trap, but that's the thing. At the end of the day, you're this daughter or son. Yeah, you're the dad. That's your job.
Yeah.
Be the dad.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's intense.
It is out of hand.
It's out of hand.
Yeah, it's gotten worse too.
Oh my God!
It's gotten.
It's so
people are
bad.
fighting the umps. Like dads are fighting the umps and referees and games and stuff. It's crazy.
Yelling at the dude strike zone. I'm not like these are not full-time umps.
I guarantee you, these parents that are flipping out on their kids, their parents, they've got flipped out on. I mean, it's just just down the road. You know, it's like pass it on down.
Yeah.
Who raised your ass?
Who raised you?
That's right.
All right, Chuck. So here, that's the game.
Dipshitiot.
You got a good one?
You got
I
know
dipshitiot.
you got a bunch.
I got a bunch of dipshitiots.
Yeah,
one is similar to, you want a half and a full? I have a half a story, like a quick story.
Dude,
Whatever
do
you
it.
want.
So
Spirit
dipshitiot, what the Red Clay Strays did, the bass player. I had that moment to me after the CMT Awards. So I was nominated for CMT Award. I think the new video of the award. I was up against Kelly Pickler and some other people. She won. Anyway, so I was up there and I got to sing. You know how they let the new artists sing just the chorus?
Yeah, just the chorus.
Oh gosh.
Very comfortable
So,
coming in on the chorus.
I'm super stoked. I get a performance slot on an award show. Boom! I'm pumped.
Is ACM, CMA?
CMT Awards.
CMT Awards. That's
Awards.
right, CMT.
So they go, hey, you only get the chorus. Well, your chorus is too long. It was Stealing Cinderella. Your chorus is too long. I need you to cut the chorus
By 7 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
how do you do it?
I go, well, I can hear my manager. If this is a story song, though, if you cut out half the story, you don't get the hook. You don't get. So we found a way to do it. So anyway, I do it. It turns out okay. And we were at the after party. Well, the president of the CMT Awards is standing behind me. I don't know it. I'm telling this girl comes up to me. She goes, "Oh my God, you did so great. I love it." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And I'm like, I wish I could play at least the whole chorus. I mean, you would have understood the story better, but whatever it is, what it is. And I was just saying it out of frustration because I was like, why are they going to cut your song? And like, are they that hard up about time? Like, whoop, the Stealing Cinderella song, 30 seconds. That's all we're giving it. And it doesn't matter if it makes sense. Well, he heard what I said. And the next morning, they called my management and they're like, they wanted me to call him and apologize to him and be like, hey,
oh my God.
I had to call him and be like, listen, I wasn't mad. I was just.
Who is, by the way, I'm sorry, who's that insecure that he's got to call me and apologize?
If it's a guy I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Then, yes, he wanted that call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's the dipshit?
Wow.
You or him?
I would say
That'd be him.
Yeah.
I would say it was a learning, like looking back.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I should have been just being like grateful for the opportunity. Almost like the Red Clay Stray guy. Like, listen, yeah, I know you are upset that maybe you're not having the radio, but you just won an award. Yeah. Like, hey, Chuck, I know you wanted to play the whole song, but you just got to play on the award show.
Right.
So it's almost being like, let's weigh out your options and be aware of the room as well.
That's very responsible.
And look behind you.
You might want to look around before you
Say it in closed quarters. But I had a dipshitiot on the way here. I was going 75 and a 70.
Oh, there's so many.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was going 75 and a 70. I was in the left lane. I was minding my own business. I was going 5 miles per hour over the speed limit. This guy gets up behind me. He's very upset that I'm going 75 and a 70. He then gets around me, and then I'm in the left lane.
Yeah.
He gets around me, gets right in front, slows down.
He wants to
Slows
go
down.
And then he wanted to make sure that I knew that he was upset. That I upset him. So he showed me that his middle finger works very well. Right through the tinted windows, I could see it. It was right there for about 15 seconds.
Oh,
Okay. So then he takes off, and I see him going all the way now to the right lane. So he got all the way around me to the left lane, knowing he had to get off on the next exit. So he wanted to make sure I knew that he was upset, that I was going 75 and a 70. So what I did, I was like, oh, he's going to get off here.
Oh, a response.
I want to do a little responsive action. So I speed up to get next to him. Well, now he's not winning the race. So I had all my windows down in my truck so he could see because my windows are tinted. So he's off this way. He knows I'm coming because he rolls down his window. And I knew.
Escalating.
I knew as he's turning this way and I'm going this way, I knew he was going to flip me off again and give me his peace of mind. So as he's doing all this, I'm doing this like, I love you. It pissed him off.
That's the best thing you could do.
So bad.
Yeah.
Kill him with kindness.
Jesus loves you.
I mean, he was upset. I mean, he cut off everybody. So to all the dipshitiots out there that want to get upset for being in the left lane, and I'm going to go a step further because every morning I'm in the left lane. You know why, guys? Because I take my son to school. Okay, it's known as the carpool lane. Now I see many people out there. Many people that have 0 children in the car.
Oh no!
And it's one person, and they get so upset that I'm in the left lane with my child.
Yeah,
going 75 in a 70.
And they probably have a mask on.
Oh my goodness!
Try that in a small town.
Try
That's
that.
what we always say.
Try that in a small car. That's your next single.
Yeah, I like it.
Try that in a small car.
That's
so anyway,
excellent, Chuck.
That's great. You brought the heat.
Really.
It's a couple dipshitiots there.
Incredible.
Yeah, on the fly. That's probably the best guest
We have to have you
interaction
send
we've had.
some dipshitiots in just on the fly, just video them to us because that's a really good segment.
I like to bring another dipshitiot to the table right now.
Bring it.
Because I like to talk about the people in the locker room. Okay, when you go to the Lifetime Fitness in Franklin, Tennessee.
Oh, this is.
I like to talk to the dipshitiot that likes to have a conversation without his towel on.
Oh, no.
Throws his leg up on the bench.
No way.
Just
no way.
Where you from, Texas?
Just to air it out.
But you know what, dude? When I get older, that's what I'm going to do. I swear to you, I'm going to do it.
Really? I'm with you.
I'm just going to do it.
I'm doing it with you.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay, come with me.
Yeah, I'm
Lifetime.
coming. We got all steamed up. Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm going to go in the sauna, make sure I don't have a towel.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Talk to the young bucks.
Yep.
You know what's worse about that is when they're sitting there with no towel, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh God, and then they get up and you see the pool of sweat. I'm like, see, this is why we can't do this together.
We can't have nice things.
Yep. Teabag talk.
Okay.
That's a great segment.
Was there further conversation with this guy, or was that just kind of in general those kind of things that annoy
he was
you?
a close talker.
Gosh.
You know, he's like gets there real close. Well, I will say it is close enough to where I can just focus on his upper head.
That's good.
Than his lower head. So it's you're so close, you're here, so you have to make an effort to look down.
Did you look down?
I did not look down.
Okay.
Man, ticks are bad this year.
Good.
Do you have any tweezers?
Does this look red to you?
And with that,
I am itchy.
I think that closes out our.
We got to get to our special segment that you can only get if you purchase it.
Oh, that's right. Hey, before we go, I'll be in a movie this year.
Sorry, John. You do so much. It's hard to.
Another one?
I think there's an AI Chuck. I think there's an AI Chuck. He can't do all this work. There's no way.
Be in a movie? Yeah, it's a rom-com.
There's a clone Chuck.
Really? Rom-com, yeah. Great American Family Network, and then Amazon Prime.
That's great. When does it
having,
come out? Is it
when
already
are you finding
filmed?
time to do that?
I shot it in Lexington, Kentucky.
When?
A month ago.
Oh my God.
Good
Okay,
for
so
you,
when
man.
is it coming out? Do you know?
Right after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do a segment after that. We're going to grade. It's going to be grading Chuck's acting ability.
Okay. Well, he's been in quite a few movies.
I know,
so
but
he's
we still can rate him.
Yeah.
It's complete honesty here, and it could get rough.
Yeah.
Did you like it? Sorry.
I did like it.
Go ahead.
I like the movie. Yeah. No, on a serious note, I'd I'm going for it. I'm going to try to do more movies.
But you like the story and everything? Like
it's good. It's awesome. I mean, it was. I sing in the movie. I sing like 3 different songs.
Great. I can't wait to see it.
That's
awesome.
See how it goes.
Do you color your hair?
I'll tell you a little secret, Neil.
What?
I have some gray here, and I felt like, you know what? I'm going to color it a little bit so I don't look as old. I colored it a little bit.
Leave a little gray in there.
Leave a little gray.
Keeps you honest.
It's working. Look,
it keeps you honest.
Nice blend.
Yeah, this is the natural. I think it went a little darker.
I like the beard too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I do a 3 on the guard.
I do a 3. I do a 3.5. I'm feeling really.
Yeah, 3.5.
3.5 if I'm feeling extra spicy.
Do you do what's the trimmers? The ball trimmers? What are they called?
That's the Manscaped 1000. Yeah. Kalo's got one still in the box. He won't pull it out.
Kalo's rocking old school.
No, it's an old story.
No, it's really not.
It's still irrelevant.
It's still very relevant.
What happened with your man? What did you do?
No.
He doesn't use
do
it.
anything.
It's in the box.
I go native.
He's all natural.
I mean, I know it's like I mean
I think his wife's like a descendant from the Cherokee tribe.
Hey, I just feel like God made me that way, and I just want to change his design.
That's right. That's right.
I think
Yeah, but you shave your face completely clean, and God put your hair in.
Yeah, but we're supposed to do that. I mean, I'm not walking around naked or anything. Nobody sees anything.
That's interesting.
It is
interesting. That's a subject. That's its own podcast.
It really is.
We've talked about it before, but
I want you to bring the Manscape in. I just want to see what a Manscape 5000 looks like.
Actually, you know what you need to do is you need to Manscape and just have it all fall on a towel and then bring the towel in here.
Oh, gross.
or press it like a rose in a yearbook.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Let's not wrap it up.
Now this
We can wrap it up. Put it in like a Ziploc.
Guys.
It's a brand new giveaway.
You know when like
guys.
Now listen, this is sad, but when your dog dies, they'll take a clicking of their hair, and then they'll put it in a Ziploc.
I know.
That's what you should do. Is you should be like, this is my first trim.
Yep.
We can put it in here with the rest of the stuff in the plaques.
Yep.
Maybe
For
And people have to
subscribers
guess
only.
what it is.
Hey, we could make a lot of money off of
Trim
your
that
hair.
in a small town. We'll put it right up next to the thing.
Yeah. Well, I will talk about it. We'll see.
Did Rachel get you that, by the way?
No.
Okay.
I just found out what makes Kurt over here uncomfortable.
No, I just I think that's subscriber talk.
Yeah, I think so. That's a good conversation.
Delete.
I've had a lot of
We'll
questions about it,
continue.
though.
All right.
Kurt, would you like to take us home?
I would like to take us home.
We got to tune these guitars for the.
Don't
we
forget
got
about the wine, the Mellorosa. You can get it online, right?
Mellorosa.com or at Kroger in Nashville.
Yep.
And then, of course, the Shiners. Make sure you go see that. Make sure you see Chuck's movie. Make
And
sure
all
you
your
listen to his music.
All you put out music. I mean, it's incredible, Chuck, what you're doing. Seriously,
It's exhausting.
I'm hanging in there,
I'm
guys.
good man,
just
good
listening
man,
to
and
him.
one of the best guys. Seriously,
Thank you. I've been waiting to be on this podcast, guys. Congratulations to all the success.
Thank
guys
you
are having.
very much. This is episode 112.
112.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you do it weekly? How do we?
we do.
Yep.
So
Very weekly.
So this will be Monday. This will come out Monday.
So every Monday you have a
nothing in the
podcast.
can.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And I love that you have a sponsor like Patriot Mobile.
We got
Sponsors.
We got a couple people.
Well, who's coming to the table for you guys?
We don't have a wine sponsor yet.
Chuck, we do have coffee, and you're going to need to check that out.
We gotta
Right?
get you some of that.
Okay.
We get
It's
coffee,
pretty cool.
you get
Little
some wine.
K-cups, and it says "Try that in a small town." We got dark roast, which is called Sucker Punch. Take little pieces of lyric out of the song. It's
true.
It's really fun.
They always get people money that don't need money. Have you noticed that? They always get people money that don't need money.
Chuck.
Well,
Unbelievable. The bigger the star you get, the more free shit you get.
That is actually.
Well,
we didn't
the
say we were
star-
making money.
Yeah.
We just said there's a lot of cool things happening.
Well, you're renting this place.
Yeah. Well,
Who owns this place?
There's a bigger story to
The
that.
big story to that. But we have some good friends.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair.
And if you are a subscriber, you are going to hear some bonus material as well. So make sure you stick around for that. From the Patriot Mobile Studios, of course, powered by eSpaces. You got Thrash, you got Kalo, you got TK. I'm Kurt, and that is Chuck Wicks. This is the Try That in a Small Town podcast. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for coming, buddy.
Make sure to follow along, subscribe, share, rate the show, and check out our merch at trythatinasmalltown.com.